So to start with, even this flyer was designed in PowerPoint. When I say that, people mostly don't believe it. So let's get on to the session. These are the 6 sessions I was talking about. So first of all, we'll do a small introduction as to how it all started, how I started my design journey, and then some basic PowerPoint techniques you need to know. We take PowerPoint for granted. PowerPoint is something every one of us has in our laptop. Everyone, we have it in our laptop, but we just use it for just presentations and all those things. But PowerPoint is far more superior than that. When you start exploring the small things inside PowerPoint, the limit is the sky. And then one more thing, this event is mainly for the Toastmasters, and whatever we design, we have to make sure that it is within the Toastmaster brand guideline. When I say designing, it's an ocean, no limits. But when we are Toastmasters, we have to adhere to the sets of rules which Toastmasters International has assigned us. But sometimes we think that that is a barrier we have, but honestly speaking, it's not the barrier. That's the point of this workshop. Let's see about that. So we will be discussing about Toastmasters guidelines, so that Toastmasters brand guidelines, so that no one will have issues when they design these promotional materials. Then, in a general sense, when you are not a designer, when you are just stepping in, if you're an amateur or a beginner, you are going to design something, you need to know certain basic aspects when it comes to designing. So for that, let's see what we can discuss. And then when you become a VPPR, when you become a Vice President of Public Relations, or when you become a designer in Toastmasters, there are certain types of flyers you will have to design. So let's discuss them a few. And then finally, a very important point, everyone designs promotional materials, these posters, everything, but this word is the most important word in my opinion: creativity. How can you make sure that your design, your flyer, your poster is unique? So I will give you some tips. We have 2 hours, and I don't know for what extent we can cover these things. Let's start today, and in future, if you wish to have more sessions, we can have more sessions. And yeah, let's get on to the workshop. Now, this is the first one, introduction. So to introduce myself, I'm Yasir, and I'm from Hill Capital Toastmasters Club, District 82, Division F, Area 4. I joined Toastmasters in 2018, January. So once I joined Toastmasters, different one of us. All of you have different reasons to join Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters because I needed a change in my life, especially wanted to step out of the comfort zone, wanted to explore new things. And when I was at the university, I had a certain amount of exposure to Toastmasters experience because I was a member of the Gavel Club. But when I was at the university, I focused mainly on my public speaking. I was a bit selfish, to be honest. I was focusing on myself too much, and I was focused more on speaking. I was assigned to certain leadership roles. I can remember I was the assistant vice president of membership. Then they made me an event coordinator. But honestly speaking, I did not really commit myself much to those leadership roles. So when I left university, I needed to make sure that I need to do something about that, about my leadership roles, about the other skills I can explore. So that I joined Toastmasters. And Hill Capital Toastmasters is a club which is open, very open-minded, just like every other Toastmasters club. A very different vibe we have. In a very few months, just after just 5 months, they asked me if I can be the VPPR, Vice President of Public Relations. And since I was a person who was exploring new things, was expanding my comfort zone, I did not say no. I just want to say yes. But the problem was, when you are the Vice President of Public Relations, you need to know marketing, you need to know promoting, and you need to know how to design these promotional materials. I had zero knowledge, and all I knew was PowerPoint. Everyone knows PowerPoint because you are at the university, you do these presentations. So I knew only PowerPoint. I had heard of these softwares called Photoshop, Illustrator, which are superb softwares. If you're good at that, keep using them. They are perfectly all right. But one of the greatest fears for mankind is the fear of the unknown. So I didn't know anything about Photoshop or Illustrator, so I was scared of it. Only thing I knew was PowerPoint. So I thought, okay, I know PowerPoint, let's do something. And then I said yes. And this is how I started my journey. This was the first flyer I created for my club, the first ever flyer I created for club. it might look nice, but trust me when I say this, I downloaded the picture behind and I changed these what do you call that, fonts, change these texts. That's all I did. No creativity, no uniqueness, nothing. It was just copy paste work. And then this was, I think, the second flyer I did, a very mediocre one. I started using the pictures of the members of our club, you can see, and colors all messed up. There was no brand, Toastmasters branding, nothing. It just did the flyer. And this was the third flyer where I wanted to give a message, something. I just attempted some designer. When you design a poster, you have to make sure that the main purpose of the poster is introducing an event or a speaker or a personality. Yes, true. But if you can give a message through that poster, so if you can inspire someone, motivate someone to do something, it would be extra bonus. So from this poster onwards, I tried to do that. You can see this poster has a message. It's not just about the Toastmasters meeting. It's about what we have to offer. So I tried something, using flowers and everything. Looks very childish. And then this was during the para season. So I wanted to make it a bit colorful. That's all I did. And this flyer was actually a turning point in my life. So this is what happens when you step out of your comfort zone, when you try something new. This flyer, I actually downloaded this image, and I incorporated that image to the journey of a Toastmasters life. So you can see all these things. So this flyer got a lot of reach, and I think I submitted this flyer for the best flyer of the month contest, and it was selected as one of the flyers of the month because I think of the concept. But you can't design a flyer like this if you are following the proper Toastmasters branding. Let's discuss about that later. This flyer violates a lots of brandings. This is where I started actually. So, but this flyer was a turning point because from this day onwards, I started to focus on giving a message through my flyers. If you also can do that, your flyers will be unique and special. And then I started using the images of our members. This was a flyer for the contest. And then I think this flyer also was liked by a lot of people, especially last time when I was a BPPR, our district PR manager was Toastmaster Abraham. He liked this so much. I just wanted to give you an introduction to the newly introduced Pathways program in Toastmasters. So I downloaded all these icons one by one. And this time you can see the color scheme is bit controlled because you can see all the colors I have used are from this. I have used only the Toastmasters colors. So that's where I started focusing more on the design guidelines. And this again, a message. I started to focus on giving messages. This is what you have to offer as a Toastmaster, or else if you join Toastmasters Club as a new member, what you have to learn from Toastmasters. And this is a file I really like the most. When you join Toastmasters Club as an individual, what are the options you have? This. So all these things happen mostly when I ride the bike. When you ride the bike, you have to, of course, look at the road. But at the meantime, you think of stuff, a lot of random stuff. Those days when I really got passionate about this passion was starting to burn inside of me. I started thinking of concepts. Okay, next meeting, what concept I'm going to come up with. If you are a designer, if you also can think of concepts like that, yes, your flyers can be really unique. And this is something I really liked. This is actually the current president of our club, my good friend Toastmaster, who made. One more thing, if you want your flyers to look really good, you need really good pictures. So what I do when I go to our meetings every day, I am crazy about photography too. I take my camera with me. I capture photos, as many as possible. So here you can see in this flyer, I have different photos of Toastmasters so that I could manipulate those photos, use those photos to show what kind of roles you can play as a Toastmaster. So it was amazing, and let's discuss how to do. And this was done in PowerPoint. Believe me, it was not any advanced softwares. It was done in PowerPoint. Yeah, and then this again, there's a violation in this, but again, trying to give out some messages. And I'll quickly rush through these things. And then I started focusing more on members and everything. And this was a flyer again, this was selected. This flyer, all the flyers I showed earlier. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. All these were selected as the best 5 among the best 5 flyers of the month. Last year we had this contest clause called best flyers of the month. 5 flyers from the entire district was selected. So it was amazing. It was very motivating. Every month I was trying to improve my creativity. I was trying to try something different always. And this is a flyer I designed. So this flyer, I want to talk about this flyer. Normally in all the other flyers, what I have done is I have taken pictures and put the pictures. And here I have used the picture itself as the background of my flyer. I want to try something new. So it came out well. And this one, here I have a confession to make. This flyer I did using Photoshop, not PowerPoint. I want to try something in Photoshop too. But now I can design this also in PowerPoint, because later I started exploring a lot of options. Believe me, you can design something so really good like this using PowerPoint. Okay, this was nice. Even Dhananjay personally liked this flyer a lot. One of my club members, I sent it to him. So yeah, this is what happens. This is where I started, and this is something where I reached. This is amazing when you are really passionate and committed to something. And then this is a flyer which I created with all our members, different types. This is for another flyer for a contest, and this flyer I like a lot. This flyer covers a lot of bases when it comes to Toastmasters branding, except for these fonts inside this. I didn't want to change it. I just wanted to leave it as it is, because this was last year, and colors. And this is a actual picture from our meeting with our actual members. So that I wanted to give another message. And then when I was very naive and trying to be creative, we all were crazy about Game of Thrones, and we did a team meeting, Game of Thrones team meeting, and you can see what I have done there. I made everything Game of Thrones, all the houses, all these characters, all the fonts and everything Game of Thrones. Complete violation of Toastmaster branding, but I'm telling you, all these things can be done in PowerPoint. Amazing. And these are some of the flyers I did for my club when I was the VPPR, and you can see the evolution. And after that, these were some of the last flyers. Now, from this point onwards, I started focusing more on the brandings, Toastmasters brandings. And now onwards, you will see that I have only used a few set of fonts, and I have used only few set of colors, and I have used only certain types of images. So this was a flyer I designed to celebrate our achievements innovation. So you can see this, and the next flyer, it was the final meeting of our term. So to bring back all the memories and everything, so I designed this flyer where it looks like a wall and all the pictures are hung. And then this was the flyer I designed for the 300th meeting of our club. You can see these collages of photos of all our members. I said I take a lot of photos. I made a collage, and I think there are 300 pictures. I can't remember exactly, it was 300 or something, maybe. And then I made this. So you can see the set of colors and everything. And then this I wanted to do for the pathways when our current VPPR was a bit busy. Again, you can see the colors. Right, and this again, you can see another flyer which I wanted to give a message. We have these 4 core values in Toastmasters: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And I wanted to design a flyer like this. And you can see only a set of fonts I used. So branding, Toastmasters branding was done there. And this is a flyer I really liked. Last flyer I made as a VPPR for my club, if I can remember right. This is for the flyer I made for the executive committee. Okay, when I became the vice president of education, you can see this is me, and this is Humaid, the current president. Let's talk about this. This is the advantage you have when you have amazing photographs. Now this is a very good representation of Toastmasters branding. In Toastmasters, when you are using images of members, you have to make sure those images portray that they are empowered and engaged. You can see here 7 members during our meetings. They're engaged, they're empowered. This is one such example I did for executive committee. Let's discuss about that further. And this was a flyer I did recently again, another version of this Toastmasters core values. And after that, this is one of the very recent flyers I did for the club contest. You can see the set of colors. And now I have started focusing more on the brandings. And then, so up to this, up to this, these were the flyers I've done for my club. There are a lot more, but I have not shown everything here. And then I started designing flyers for the district. And then these flyers, okay, you'll be able to see again only certain set of colors I used, certain set of fonts I used. So I was focusing a lot on branding Toastmasters. And this is a very recent campaign we did from our PR team. And believe me, this also was designed in PowerPoint. Now, it looks like a lot of work, but believe me, you design one and then it's all about repetition. It's all about replicating that and changing the colors and all those things. Let's discuss about those things later. So this is another flyer designed recently, and this is also for the district, very recent flyer designed. And this flyer I really enjoyed, and you will be able to see one special person here, the president of Candy Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Parvez. This was for the resource persons who helped us during the TLI events. So this flyer, yes, this is also for the district. And so these are the very recent flyers I did. Now the point of showing you all these flyers, you might think, oh, this guy is showing off and everything. Fine, maybe a little bit of it, but to be honest, you just saw where I started, and you just saw where I have reached. So this is what in Toastmasters we always say, that when you persevere, you're persistent, when you're consistent, your limit is the sky. But more importantly, this is what you can do with a very simple tool like PowerPoint when you know how to use PowerPoint in a very effective manner. Okay.